All right, good morning. It has been a minute. So, I have been really busy for the past couple of weeks, and I haven't been able to stream. And even worse is that I am, well, one, way behind on my game, and two, I need to jump back into a project that I haven't been in a couple of weeks. So, the last couple of streams, what I really was focusing on, let me see if I can open up Chrome here, is a testing framework for this. And okay, thank you for all these. And I want the Game Boy test framework. So I've been working on a site here that I can go in, upload a ROM, and create a bunch of different actions and basically automate testing. I'm having some issues with this emulator, this web emulator. I don't know why it doesn't respect the way that GameMaker Studio is offsetting the screen like this. But once we run the report, we'll be able to see the images, and it'll go through and tell us like what basically it did. So I don't think I actually have a way of deleting these now, but we'll just create a new project and I'll add deleting later. So we're going to call this Reaper Boy, and we'll leave it as is. And now this is, I think, where the tricky part is going to be. I'm going to pass it in. Let's see here. Is this the right path? Projects, ROMs. I'm going to pass it in this ROM that I just built. And one of the things I was doing was creating a versioning system so you can keep uploading new ROMs if you need to. So let's do this. We're going to come into here and we're going to create a new script. And we're going to do this as level editor test. So we've now created a script. I need to clean up. I hate the way this thing looks. Oh, so something is wrong here because this isn't the right version of this ROM. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to export the ROM, but it's fine. We can sort of work around this right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a bunch of different tasks. So the way that this works is that you have to hit, I'll just go through and jump out of this. You have to hit, oh, this doesn't have the same controls. So let's try it this way. We're going to create an action. The first thing we're going to do is a wait delay, and we're going to delay it by 3 seconds. And I have this checkbox here. I don't know if it actually does anything, but this idea of waiting for the emulator to stabilize. So we'll add this action. So if we rerun this, what's going to happen is that it's going to wait 3 seconds, and then you see it executed that command. Now, what I want to check is, let's see how this build is going. I think it's already done. So I want to test out, going back here, how do I upload a new version of the ROM? Also, why won't this go away? What is this asking me for permission for? Alright, I don't think I have a way of uploading the new ROM. Alright, I was hoping that I'd done enough of this stuff that I didn't have to, that I can actually focus on building the game, but let's come in here and do some cleanup here. Git status. Alright, clear SSH, NAS at studio, NAS at local. I don't think I put in the right password. Yeah, no. All right, so clear this. We need to go to, the real question is, I think this is in my CD, volumes, workspace, Jesse, projects, GB Studio, Reaper Boy, meta tiles. Oh no, wait, actually I am so sorry. This is not where this is because we are in my, we are looking at the front end stuff. Okay, I did not ask Copilot to do anything. We need to go into Coder, Workspace, and this is the game. Whoops, I changed the layer on my keyboard. Oops, Game Boy test frame work. All right, now git status. So you can see it's been uploading these ROMs. We have a bunch of these other files, so I'm just going to do this. I want to actually, I don't want to commit ROMs to this, so let's do, where's our git ignore. And now we'll clear this git status. All right, so now let me just push this. Oh, now my other password for this, so many passwords. And I think what we can do now is, because I'm going to do, I guess today I'll focus on cleaning up some more of this tester thing and getting this working better. There's only two things I think I need to add at the moment, but we're going to do this. We're going to do git checkout main first. Git merge v0.1.4 and then git branch v0.1.5, git checkout v0.1.5, git, and let's just do git status just to make sure there's no stragglers. Cool. Okay, so what we need to do now is I'm gonna see if I can get Copilot here to work on fixing, what do I need it to fix? I needed to fix the projects. Direct disconnect, I'm just trying to figure out database debug, where this stuff is. Project, scripts, game, project, service, version, services. Where's my pages? Project hub. Okay, let's put this in here. All right. I need you to add the ability to delete projects. Remove the legacy. There's like a weird thing that I saw. Let me see if I can shrink this a little bit here. Like, I don't know what this legacy thing and why that's still there, but move the legacy action button and the arrow. Replace the action buttons with a play to go to the script and a trash can to delete the trash can to delete the project. I think I'm asking you to do too many things. Yeah, let's do it this way. I need you to come up with a way that allows me to delete projects and scripts in projects. there is no way to delete either. All right, I'm just going to have it, I'll give it a very generic prompt right now, and we'll see what this comes up with. I don't know why, for some reason today my computer is lagging a little bit. So in the interim, while it tries to do this, what I'm going to do is I was going to rerun this project. And I just wanted to remind myself, like, this is sort of the problem, is that I think a lot of people have this, is like early on you have like a lot of momentum, right? Because you're in the project every day, you're building, you're doing all this stuff, but then whenever you have to take a break or switch to a different project, you sort of forget everything. And it'll come back to me, but I need to really get this working. So there's a bunch of different tests that I want to do. The primary test is going to be painting and making sure that it paints correctly. So we're going to do a couple of tests around that. Then we need to also check out this level code and make sure that's working too. So once this builds out the option to delete a project, then we'll be able to add in the other thing we need, which is going to be uploading a new version of the game. Now, I know that stuff exists in the database and everything. It just doesn't. It's just not wired up yet. Well, this runs. I will be right back. I got to do something real quick. All right, let's continue to iterate now. And figure out why this isn't, what this needs to do now to finish this logic out. All right, so it did start, you're seeing it is starting to add this delete button, which is good. All right, let me find the table header. I need to update the column headers to make room for the delete button. Let me update the grid. Excuse me. So, all right, the other thing I'm going to want to do after this, I think I shut down the test. The other thing I want to do after this is going to just be uploading the new versions. And we need to make sure that the action deleted within the script is functioning. I kind of have an idea for a Dropbox where I can have a folder that's always being watched, and I don't know how that would work though. Because what I want to do is optimize this for like local development, so I wonder if I can make a Dropbox folder, have the system automatically watch it, and then whenever it sees a new file is added to it, just upload it and create a new version of it. And then the only thing is I won't be able to, I wonder how I could associate it with a a version. All right, project deletion, script deletion. All right, let's see if this actually works now. So I'm going to go down to this and we're going to delete. Cool. All right. I knew it was too good to be true. What's the keyboard shortcut here? All right. Read only. I am getting a read error in the database. Let's keep this, and I'm going to refresh this one more time and just see if there's something I'm missing here. All right. In the database, this happens when trying to delete a project or a script. Guess it needs this, so let's see here. This usually occurs when the database file or its directory doesn't have a proper write permissions or when the database connection is open in the read-only mode. Let me check the database configuration and API services to identify the issue. Yeah, it's weird because it is creating... It's also weird that this doesn't have an action. Let me do press button. We'll delay it by 0.5 seconds and we'll have it do the A. Now I just want to run this real quick. So what this will do is it'll run and then it should remove that window. And in fact, we can add a loop here. We can repeat this 2 times, add the action, and we're going to put this inside of the group. And then what'll happen is that if we rerun this, it's going to hit A, wait half a second, and then hit A again. And then you'll see we get back into our thing. So I'm actually, it looks like a lot of this stuff is actually working. Let me go back to here. The one thing that's weird is it doesn't show me how many actions are on this, but it does say it was run again. Whoops. Run this command in terminal. I wonder if this is one of those things I need to... Ah, we're doing this again. There is a database, and it's working fine for creating projects, scripts, and running scripts and reports. So not sure what the issue is. All right, let's have it try to figure that part out. And then, yeah, it is annoying that we can't delete this. Yeah, it's running already. It's running. Working on making tests, so it's already running, so don't tell me that. I just want to see if it actually saved. Okay. This didn't... Oh, wait, I'm on the right one. Interesting. It didn't save any of the other actions. 0.5. It's Not saving the results either. Maybe something is screwed up here. I don't know. How could I make this? Oh my god. If this is like actually in the local... Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Going wrong. To fix the delete function, let's make sure there is no local storage being used, which would mask the DB issues we are seeing. Oh, well, I could have told you this wasn't going to be a straightforward morning. It's Monday. So, you're absolutely right. The SQL read-only error might be a red herring if there's local storage masking. It's interesting that it uses the term red herring. It's a good command of the English vocabulary. Yeah, game project service is still using local storage. Let me also check if the components are using it. This is the problem. The app is using both local storage service and database service, and they're conflicting. Let me check. Yeah, it's funny. Like I told this thing like 18 times to remove the local storage, but it doesn't ever listen. So the goal, at least for today, I have like a floating appointment this week that I don't know when it's going to land. But what I'm hoping to do is to be able to stream for, I guess, the next couple of days. And then, what does my schedule look like? I'm trying to get back into a routine. I have all next week, and then towards the end of the month, I have my boys are off on break, so I'm gonna have to take a break then. So okay, so I have a whole next week to work on this. I think the game jam ends at the end of this month, so I really need to like get my shit together here. The app is using both local storage and database. Search summary, great. All the components are using database service, not local storage. Now let me check that there. It imports the legacy storage system. It's weird because it said that it found something, but now it's saying it doesn't, and I'm not seeing any. Remove the unused local storage space. Yeah, sure. Let's see how this breaks. All right. We'll just add a button press. I bet you the first time you build a script, it just doesn't save it after that. I think that's part of the problem, but let me see if it actually addressed any of the deletion stuff. Okay. Making changes doesn't save the actions or the reports. It looks like the first time I create a project and script, it only saves that, and anything else is not saved. I want to tackle this before we get started. Before we look into the read-only issue, to confirm the app is able to save and update scripts. You're right. Let's focus on the auto-saving issue first. This helps us understand the database operations. Now let me check the script component. So one of the things that I've done, or at least I've started doing a lot more now with Copilot, is I have it save out information to a docs folder so it can save state and context. Get process where. Run this command in the terminal. Okay. This terminal is not going to work. It needs to be on. Let me go into my server. Oh, cool. I lost my mouse. Perfect. Always at the best time. Come on. Give me my mouse back. It's fun. I can never have any of this problem when I'm not streaming. But every couple of, I want to say for like 30, 40 minutes, so, Synergy, that's the name of this app, right? Yeah, Synergy just completely fails. All right, here we go. Copy, open and paste, continue. Continue. Yes, authorize. So now, I want to open up this project and I'm going to open up the terminal. Let's make this a little easier. CD workspace. And let's run this in here. Ugh. So weird. Like on the Mac, I don't have any of these issues, but on the PC, it really hates copy and paste. All right. Not PowerShell. Let me check if the. Wait. What? Oh, I see. It wants to test out the process name. Let's see here. Oops. On the server, it's using bash. The local file is on Windows. That's not confusing at all. The issue that I'm having is like it wants to go through and figure out like what's running where, and the problem is that I have my development environment in my own little cloud dev place, but I have to be in that instance in order to run these commands. But I'm running everything local because I can't run Copilot in my cloud instance. So. Alright, this means that when you modify actions in a simplified script, they are only stored in the local state and never saved to the database. Let me check the other script editor, see how this handles it. Perfect. This is the problem. The Game Boy test component using Legacy automatically saves actions to the database every time it changes. This is stupid. No. Hold on. Stop. Can you just make one script editor? Alright, I like there's when I was migrating, what was I running this on before? I don't think I had a database. I was using local storage, right? So when I was migrating off of local storage into this setup now, where I'm using SQLite, it sort of like it kept like rewriting things and screwing up the editor. So one of the things it did was it made like two different editors, a legacy editor and simplified editor, and it really just needs one single editor. This is another common problem that I've seen in Copilot, where it gets like really confused sometimes in projects or in files, and it will make multiple versions of it. Sometimes it like does like underscore new. Sometimes it like corrupts the original file so much that it creates a copy and then tries to delete the original and then move the copy, and yada yada, so on and so forth. It's hard to tell sometimes what is really going on under the hood. But you have to like, I've been very lazy lately, outside of just like really poor prompting. I've also like not been reading what's going on, and I just sort of like spam it until it does vaguely like what I want. The file structure got messed up. Here we go. This is exactly what I was talking about. So it says that the file structure got messed up, so let me completely rewrite this file properly. Okay, while it does that, I'm going to keep an eye on it, but I want to... Yeah, I don't remember for the life of me where I left off. I think most of the logic is already in, but let's see. We'll run the game and we'll take a look at where we stand. So we'll do this, we'll edit. I'm going to create a platform. I'm going to make an enemy, and then we'll run this, and I want to see... Cool, the enemies are not being placed. Alright, I can't like think about these two problems at the same time. I need to get this test script working better, and then I can focus on that. Alright. I'm hoping that this was just an easy-ish fix. Look, see, it created a whole new unified script editor versus just saying like, okay, this editor, the legacy editor should go because it has literally the word legacy in it, and we'll just go with the new one. All right, so come on, we can finish this. I think while it does this, I'm going to go to GitHub, and let's try to find Reaper Boy and issues. Alright, I'm going to create a new issue for enemy. Actually, I wonder, one thing I didn't test was if I create the enemies and then go back into the editor, does it still save the positions, and is it just not moving the character or the actor? And let's see. No, it's completely erasing the actor. Creating a, whoops, painting an enemy, then going to play loses the reference. The enemy. Going back into, hold on, let me see what it did here. Okay, we'll test you in a minute. Going back into the editor, the enemy is cleared. This may be an issue with the level code not saving the enemy correctly. So when we back to play, it's lost and no enemy is spawned. Alright, I'll just assign this to myself. This is a bug. Whoops. Mouse is a little finicky today. And let's create this issue. Alright, so now this is all done-ish. Let's see what it came up with. Why is this legacy still there? I don't... Why is it... Jeez. Okay, fine. It's starting to get to something, but it no longer is selecting the ROM. Alright, let's keep this for a second. We'll revert back if we have to. Okay. See the changes. Alright. I am unable to select a project ROM to test with, and it should automatically load default to the latest ROM uploaded to the project. All right. So it's sort of ironically fixed, or at least it's starting to address an issue I had before. I wonder if I just do button press quick add action. Yeah, actions updated locally but failed to save to the database. That's not a good sign either. Something is up with the database. I'm going to start this by updating the unified script editor to load the ROM data properly. All right. So this was the other issue I needed to address, that outside of just deleting something, I needed to be able to ensure that I could I needed to be able to make sure that I was able to what was I thinking about? Sorry, I'm also trying to connect a phone, which didn't come up into the screen. There we go. I was trying to charge my other phone. The other issue besides the deleting is that I wasn't able to upload new versions of the ROM or select which version to use. Right, let's take a look. Okay, I created a project with a ROM. Well, how come? Migrations. Does this track to which file hash created at project ID? Okay. This is sort of annoying. Copy. I am still okay. For some reason, it's not reading the ROMs correctly from the database because I can see from here that they are there. All the migrations have been applied correctly. Let's see what it has to say for itself. While we're here, let's go into GitHub and let me find this project of mine, my repositories, Game Boy Test Framework. Here we go. All right. What I want to do is I want to go to issues, and we're going to start creating some issues for this. Can't delete projects. Getting an error that the DB is locked and can't save projects. I can't delete existing projects. Assign that to me. This is a bug, and we're going to create more. The other one was can't delete scripts. Getting a DB locked error when trying to delete a project's script. This is a bug. Check the database to verify that the ROM data is being associated. Run this command in terminal. I don't think this works, but run this command in terminal. Why is it doing d : node e? Let's just do, we don't need this. We just need this part. I'm already in the correct folder. Ugh, don't make me do this. Do not want you, Copilot. Go away. This is really annoying. It's giving me like these weird characters, and I don't know why. Oh, now it worked. No. What's going on here? Select. Wait, why is this so weird? Oh my god, I have to like remove Copilot from this computer. It's funny because the Copilot in Visual Studio Code is so helpful. The one on Windows is just not worth bothering with. All right, so glad it didn't trust me. It's just telling me the same exact stuff. So okay, can't save actions when editing a script. Trying to add a new action gives a DB error and warns it couldn't be saved, only stored locally. All local storage needs to be moved. Alright, fix the root cause. The ROM should also auto-select since the code looks for the version marked as is current. Okay. Back to the hub. Hey, look at that. Alright. That worked well. Let's keep this git status. No, I'm in the wrong thing. Git status. Okay. Can you now delete leg and simple editors so we don't get confused, and remove the legacy editor button from the script dashboard. All right, let's see if this fixes it now. Help you clean up the code base, removing. So now what I want to do is I just want to make sure that I remove. Hold on, I'm going to close out some of these windows, but I don't need this right now. I want to have it remove these other, like this legacy script editor and this simplified script editor. So what it does is I'm going to switch to my standing or seating position. So I will be right back. All right, I am back. Let's see here. Remove the... Can you just remove the item that's already in the thing? Oh, whoops. Here. I removed legacy using this. Great, now let me remove the simple one. It's weird. Why is there unified script editor, script system? I thought I saw something that was like simplified. You like jump somewhere. Ugh, all these markdown files need to go. All right, I'll deal with this in a second. While it's doing this, I'm going to take all these markdown files. Whoops. And move them all to the docs folder. All right, so now no confusion, only one script editor in place. All right, so let's go back to here. Good, it finally got rid of that stupid thing. We click this and interesting. Let me restart this real quick. All right, so let me just write that bug down. Switching between actions and reports breaks emulator. If you use the toggle, for action/report, it gives an error that it can't run the, it can't load the default ROM. All right, we'll come back to that later. I'm not too worried about that. What I actually want to get working though is when this thing restarts, I want to find out why adding a button breaks this and running the script doesn't do anything. First is that after the initial load, the emulator can no longer load the ROM and gives an error. This happens when toggling between the actions/reports and when running the script. The other issue is that adding new actions to the script throws a DB error saying it couldn't be saved. All right, let's see what it has to say about these two errors. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they're really necessarily connected in these. The only exception that doing one thing is going to force the emulator to restart anyways, so it should actually. So both of them do need to be fixed. I've had varying degrees of failure. I wouldn't say success with Copilot and trying to get it to do multiple bugs at the same time. But I have a feeling that this has to do with the way that I now personifying it, the way that it created this unified script editor. All right, so if I can map out my week, let's see. I think what I'm going to wind up doing is I'll see if today I can get this working. I'm working on like 5 different projects at the same time, so I'm like really scattered at the moment. And as much as I love Game Boy development, this doesn't. I don't foresee this making me any money anytime soon. So I have a whole bunch of other projects I'm working on, but I do want to get this game done. So maybe today I can just finish up the. I love that upstream model issue where it breaks. Where I'm hoping I could just get this tester working, then tomorrow start jumping back into the actual Game Boy coding and see if I can get this finished. I'd spent the past week just going through all kinds of different databases and testing them out and figuring out what was going to be the best solution for my dev environment and these sort of Vite React apps that I'm building. And it's just not gone well. So luckily this one, right now I'm getting to the point of wherever, if it's a self-contained project, I'm just going to have it run SQL or SQLite. Run this command in the terminal. Clear. Whoops. Why did it disconnect? Paste. Cool, and now I lost my mouse. No, it's Monday. There we go. It's weird, the first time it pastes, it doesn't work. I wonder if that actually copied. No. Of course it didn't copy. Why would it do what I asked it to do? Copy. Oh man, come on. I've been getting a lot more of these like upstream error things where it says like the model's too busy or they're getting a lot of high demand, which is exactly what you want to see when you're paying for a product. Run this command in terminal. One of the issues I've noticed a lot for the past like month now of heavily using Copilot. Oh, come on, stop with this. Outside of these annoying little issues, is that it's like really hard to figure out. Sometimes like it's making lots of changes. Like I'm not a database. I'm more of a front end person. I really haven't done much in the back end side of things. So I'm at its mercy for figuring this stuff out, and it really doesn't do a great job of following directions. I found a lot of the times like it'll still secretly be using local storage, even though I told it like everything needs to run off of that everything needs to run off of the database. So let's see. Perfect. I can see these servers running. Autosave database error. The server is running, so it's likely a front-end issue. ROM loading problem. Let's improve the autosave error handling. All right. And now the add ROM persistence and recover. Like I don't want it to add, I don't need it to add a visual indicator. But sure, whatever. We'll just do it for debugging right now. didn't. You just told me that the ROM didn't. Cool. Like nothing is actually happening. Improve the restart emulator function. Let's go here. Cool. What's right? Nothing has been addressed because I am still seeing errors restarting the emulator, and it's masking the other notifications for not being able to save the actions in the script. All right. Like, this is where it starts like driving me nuts, is because this was all working fine in the previous editor, and like you trade out like one issue for like another, so even though like now I got it to like unify these editors, it's like created this, it like one, it changed the UI, which I hate when it does it. It's absolutely utterly hate that. And two, then it introduces like all these new bugs that just shouldn't exist, and some of them might have to do with the fact that it restructured the AI, either the UI. Now let me test the database connection directly. Let me check what the actual error. I've screwed it up because I told it to like work on two different problems, and okay, wait. Same issue. Game has been reset to its initial state. Alright, hold on. Let's do this. Let's... Alright, let me... This is sort of what I was talking about earlier. Like, I needed to... I gave it two problems at the same time, and it just basically can't figure out both of those problems. So it's now like sort of half-assing each of them. And I'll come back to the saving issue, because this ROM stuff is probably more important. Just checking my messages. All right, you're right. Let's focus on the ROM instead. Now let's use the use effect to detect when the ROM should be reloaded and force a reload. I mean, technically what should happen, and maybe we just need to go back through this, is that it should only... All right, let's see if it fixed this issue. It's very much not fixed. Why does it just screw this thing up? No. This is worse than before. I'm undoing your changes since you really broke the emulator. Like, what was its changes that it did here? And like this duration stuff, undo. No, shoot, I don't know when I undo a project. I wasn't saving it, so I think it's going to try to undo all these things, so I don't want to do that. No, this is worse than before. I need you to... the ROM is not displaying. There shouldn't be a delay in loading it. And when I switch tabs, I get spammed errors in the console. This was working fine in the other versions, so I'm not sure why this is so incredibly broken. Do you want to see broken? Here's the code from the old versions. I don't know. Well, actually, you know, it'll be in main. So let's do this. Let's go over to GitHub real quick. Go to code. I just need to find the legacy. Cool. It's just not going to show me anything. Components. Where's the editor? Unified editor is in Pages. All right, so let's go to Pages here. And this is so strange. Didn't I push all these changes to the main? Whatever. This is the last version that I pushed, so this should be here. Pages. I swear I merged all this stuff to main, but it's not. Maybe I didn't push it out. Simplified script editor. And legacy script editor. What a hole to fall into today. All right. It's fine. I can stream for like about an hour more, and my goal anyways with these streams is that I'm working on another project that will convert the content that I'm creating here into other content, so I can like edit it down. And so every day my goal is to at least get in 10 to 11, like about 2.5 hours worth of streaming. And I'll just gonna stream whatever projects I'm working on at the moment. I just haven't finished my focus on being able to, one, finish up the project that's supposed to turn my YouTube channel to a blog, and two, get any of these things finished and off the ground. The 2 weeks I was out in California for LinkedIn, it really derailed a lot of the stuff I was working on, which is fine because that needed to be the priority. I also have this Markdeck project that came out of working at LinkedIn, where I can pass in Markdown and it turns my Markdown into slides. So I was working on I'm just working on the UI now to clean this up, but you can basically, it gives you a real-time editor. You can change to different things, like if you wanted to add a diagram, you can add in a diagram, which you can't see here because this text is too big. Oh cool, I like that double error. Anyway, so I have all these projects and some other interesting things too that I need to get out the door, but oh my god, the upstream thing. I've been struggling with just learning database stuff and picking the right database and trying to find solutions for getting off of Supabase. Let's see what it comes up with. I just kicked Copilot off on my other screen because I'm trying to have it fix some other projects I was working on before I started streaming. I don't know if this helps me. I wind up working on 2 or 3 projects at the same time, and sometimes I can context switch. It's really hard to do that when I'm streaming. That I have trouble doing because I'm trying to come up with things to say to fill in the large gaps of emptiness. But yeah, at some point this will become more interesting. The missing import for bar chart 3 icon. I never asked you for this. Ooh. Probably shouldn't play around with this while it's in the middle of doing something. All right, let me keep these changes real quick and let's see what's going on here. Whoops. Wonder why it has changed, why it has decided to change the... What is going on? If I run this script, will it reload? Oh god, everything's broken. Everything is just broken right now. I wonder why it's not able to get past this. Issue. We can really simplify this, and going back to the basic pattern from your working legacy code, the issue is that I'm overcomplicating the ROM loading. Let me strip out all the complex logic and make it work like the legacy. Yeah, that's exactly what I asked for. No one asked you to overcomplicate it. You decided to do that. Game Boy Emulator expects an emulator game version object with the file data. Let me check if there are any console errors by running the app and see what happens. What the... There are no compile errors, and the emulator still doesn't reload. I may just have to revert in a second. I lost so much work yesterday because I just couldn't get out of this hole that Copilot had dug me into. I wouldn't even say dug me into. I think it just dumped me into it. Alright, so we load the ROM. Great. And then nothing. Nope. Still not working. And I switch to the reports tab. It goes blank. Says it loaded, but doesn't display anything, and I see this in the console. So at this point, I'm thinking the issue that is going on outside of this Copilot being completely and utterly confused is that I really shouldn't have given it those two bugs at the same time. They weren't related, and now it's really struggling with just understanding how to go back and fix this. So let's refresh this page. It should load the game up, and then nothing. All right, I've lost my patience at this point, and I think what I'm going to do now is get status. Oops, I need to be in the right session. Clear. Get status. I'm going to do get reset hard. I think it's going to screw up everything. So this should revert everything back to where it was before. It's going to give me all these markdown files. They'll also exist here. And what I want to see now is if I come back into this and we go here, runs the emulator fine. And then now it fails to load it. But I think this is more of a problem with the fact that I think it's using the... Yeah, here's the legacy one. I wonder if we add a action. Oh, it does give me the error. I'm also like super confused as to why that even. Okay, let's do this. I want to. Okay. I've reverted your changes, and instead I want to focus on getting the legacy editor, right? Isn't there a legacy editor in here? Where is this simplified? Integrated script editor. I'm confused. Where is the... Unified script, fine, okay. Working correctly. Can you look into... I just don't know where the legacy... app, legacy script editor, copy, well, it should have a reference to it now. Can you look into updating this editor with the drop down to select the ROMs attached to the project and load from there without changing any other code or functionality. Simply replace the hard-coded logic to load a ROM with the option to choose to select one and default to the latest. Don't touch any other editor. Will remove them once this is working. While this figures it out, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back, and then we'll continue on from there. All right. It's still cranking away here. Huh. Interesting. Oh, there we go. Oh, I lost my mouse on my main computer. Cool. Well, there we go. Alright, I can come back to that problem. Come on, give me my mouse back. Alright, let's see what it did here. Added the project-based ROM loading, added ROM version, smart auto select, enhance the UI, maintain the existing functionality. Willing to bet $5 it did not do any of that. Well, I owe myself $5. What did it actually change here? Legacy script editor. Where is it choosing the drop down? What is going on here? Where did you add the drop? Because I'm not seeing it. All right, let me pass it in this. Yeah, I don't know what. Sorry, you've been rate limited. Well, what? All right. I'm so glad that I pay for this so that I can be punished for using it. All right, let me change to Gemini. All right. I haven't really used Gemini that much. I've been using Claude for a lot of stuff, and for the most part, it's fine-ish. Alright, this will place the drop down in the correct place. Let's see now. I don't understand what it's actually editing. Let's do this, and let's just make this a little easier for it to figure out, because I'm so tired of this right now. This is editing. Alright, let's get rid of this stupid one. This is going to give us some errors, I think. Alright, I don't want to use this anymore. And I'm trying to see where else it... We'll get rid of this option here. Simplified script editor. Why does that use the unified one? Alright, click on Legacy. Well, now it's not loading anything or playing anything, huh? Cool, cool, cool. What is going on? Did it change this to unified script editor? Okay, I want to undo all these things. I don't understand what is going on with it today. Can I safely remove this now, or is this just in there because I committed it at some point? Let's see. Yeah, alright. So, okay. Alright. I had to revert all your changes. You are not editing the right editor, and it's a mess trying to figure out which one is which. I want you to focus on using the editor that is displayed when I go to I don't want this editor. I hate this editor. What? Why is this not going to Legacy? Alright, this is the most accurate editor. Right now, I need you to remove all the other editors except the Legacy one at that route and simplify this so there is only one editor. Do not change any functionality unless you are removing the other bad. Alright, let's do this, and we're going to start this in a new chat so that we sort of remove whatever the errors are that it's in its memory. What is going on? Is this thing still working? Or is it just like spamming this page? Wow, Claude really like doesn't want anyone using it today, huh? All right. Every time now. Okay, what is going on here? Let me create a new chat real quick and see what's going on. Because this rate limit in the middle of me actually using it broke the context for Copilot. Now nothing wants to work. Oh no, we're back to this crap again, huh? Not a single change. You know, I think I was going to restart Visual Studio because it is clearly just broken right now. Let me exit the other version I had open. All right, now it's updating Visual Studio Code, so maybe there's an update I needed. I want to open up the Game Boy Test Framework. All right, undo all these changes. And let's start this over again. All right, let's see if it'll run. All right. If I can't actually make any traction on this, I might end the stream a little early and go focus on some of these other projects I need to pay attention to. I don't know what Copilot's doing right now. It's completely just borked. Let's see if it rate limits me for 3.7. All right, it's now actually doing something. Alright, now the only editor in the application which should make it easier to maintain and use. Any attempts to the other editors will route automatically redirect to the legacy editor. Alright, let's see if that actually works like it says it is. Okay, so that's working. Let's keep those changes. Now I want you to remove the other two editors. So we only have one editor. Codebase. I think the other legacy script editor, there's the simplified script editor, unified script editor, and the, I don't know what this simplified project hub is. Oh my god, my mouse is like acting like really weird right now. All right, let's have it remove these editors and then we'll try to reroute it to focus on the issue that it needs to focus on. So what I'm thinking is that there must be some sort of permissions issue, like after a project is created, it no longer lets you modify it. And I don't know why it's in this read-only mode. All right, finally, let's check any components. Use the simplified project hub. Still reference the removed editors. I don't even know what the simplified project hub is, but I got really lazy here and just let it continue to like pile on technical debt. All right, so what I want to do is now move the legacy editor button from the project page. All right, we're going to do this a little bit. We're just a little bit slower now. We're going to go just step by step through very little corrections, or like having it correct very little things one at a time. I guess maybe I got a little too greedy. All right, now the user will only have two buttons. All right, while we're at it, all right. Change the to to an edit icon and move it to the left of the trash. All right, we're just going to clean up a little bit of this UI stuff too. This has gotten a little bit messy. I like how I told it an edit button, but it made it a page button, but whatever, I'll deal with that later. Okay, so now that we've fixed this, let's go ahead and go into here and get status. I can't see anything on this small resolution. Oh, here. Clear. And studio. All right, now I want to CD into Coder, Workspace, Game Boy, Test Framework, clear, get status. Right, I want to delete all of this stuff. All these markdown files I've already moved, I think, into the docs, so there's no need for them anymore. Quick wins action plan. Some of the stuff that it creates is like so weird. Delete. I also want to delete these weird things that are like not being used anywhere. This, I don't even know what this button lock thing is. I don't think we're even using that. We don't need this or this. Also, why is it putting things in data instead of whatever? Let's delete all this stuff. Oh, shoot. What did I delete? That was important. Failed to resolve the import. Wait, what did I delete that? Oh my god, the mouse. Save as. What happened here? Pages? I must have, wait, let's copy this. File, new file, simplified project hub. All right, let's see if that fixed the problem. Okay. Now, is there anything else I need to delete here that's causing conflicts or looks funny? I think that's it. So git status, git add all, git commit, cleaning up editors and files. Alright, let's just push this out so I don't lose it. And now, I'm trying to think of what to focus on. I think the biggest issue outside of I do want to get it to where I can change different ROM versions, but I think the biggest issue right now is like, why is this in read-only mode? Like, if I create a test script, okay, so all right, this is the big issue that needs to be rectified. I need you to help me understand why. Before I do this, let me just try restarting this server real quick and see if this fixes something. There may have been, maybe some of these errors here have like just broken. Why is this not restarting? There we go. All right, so let's do a quick test and let's just add an action. All right, so the database is this working now? Let's go back. All right, cool. Cool, I can't delete an action, but can I delete a script now? All right, cool. All right, so the read issue was just something got corrupted with the database with all the changes. Now let's focus on this editor real quick. Okay. Now there should be. Oh, what is going on here? Why is there integrated Game Boy script editor testing? Simplified Project Hub, which, oh. I need you to stop making duplicate editors so we can just get the one that works. To work again. All right, did that actually remove it? Great. Yeah, why are you deleting it again? It's already deleted. I just confirmed this. I want to see if I can do a group again. We'll make this 2 times. Can I have my mouse? Thank you. We'll just put this in here since I can't delete it right now. And we'll add an action to the group. We'll do a button press. Add. Alright, so now if we run this, it should wait 3 seconds for the game to get started, then it'll cycle through, and hit A button twice. Okay. Oh, now my computer decided to steal my mouse back. There we go. Okay, got your attention. It looks like it's saving everything again. So the database is no longer stuck in that weird read-only mode. And if I rerun this... Okay. Let's see now. Let's clear this. All right, is there anything specific about the legacy you'd like me to explain or modify? All right, so let me do clear git status, git add all, git commit m, removing old editors. All right, so we removed the old editors. Now, now I need you to look into why I can't delete an action from a script. All right, so we'll focus on these two issues for the next couple of minutes before I end the stream. Basically what I want to do is I want to make sure that I can delete actions, also that we can re-edit them. Also, we don't need this. Where does it say this? Alright, so redundant. The UI is like so garbage at this point, but I have some ideas on how to fix that. So let's go here to our issues, and now this is fixed, this is fixed, this is fixed, and this is... Right? I think I was able to delete. Yeah. These are all fixed now. So let's mark them as completed. I mean, I will say, at least I'm getting a lot closer. What I would like to do is turn this into a Tori app so that I can just run it on the desktop and point it to a folder and have it look at that folder. I don't know how difficult that is. Mission delete flow works like this. Alright, let's see if this fixes the problem. Continue. Alright, I think this is probably the last thing I'll do before I end the stream. Let's just see if we can get this deleting actions working. And I'll continue to poke at this during the day while I work on some other projects. And we'll see. I would like to actually start getting back to coding in this game. Like I've gone down such a rabbit hole now with this idea. But I'm hoping that this will pay off. Even if I don't complete the game jam at this point. My game that should have only taken me 7 days is now, I'm now, what, 21 days in? Alright, let's see now. Reload. Let's add an action. And let's refresh the page to make sure that it exists and it got saved. And then let's delete it and reload it. All right, so now git status. Fixed issue with deleting actions. Okay, so this now works. Let me just make sure that I've committed everything. I don't know why. Sometimes it's weird. Like sometimes it actually works where I can just commit something and go back to it. Other times it just doesn't. I have to like confirm it. Git add git status git. Oh, git all git status. I should actually, you know what? I shouldn't be saving this database file. How can I remove this from my git repo and add it to the, I want to add it to the git ignore. Yeah, it's not good practice to be first add the file to your git ignore. Well, let's do this. Oops. Where's my git ignore? Let's do this. Then let's remove this, paste, cool. I love all these extra characters you give me when I paste into the shell. All right, commit. That's cute that it did this, but git status. Added db to git ignore. Is this still working? Did I break anything? Nope. Database is still working. Great. Everything works. All right, I think this is where I'm going to call it a day. I will be back tomorrow, though, to continue with this madness. I think think I should be able to get the last of these little bugs working so that tomorrow we can actually start writing some test scripts and moving forward with the game. So that will be tomorrow. So thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern.